ICD-10 JJ-10B Guidelines, page 047, section 3.
ICD-10 Official Guidelines for Coding and Reporting, 2016.
These guidelines are a set of rules that have been developed to accompany and complement the official conventions and instructions provided within the ICD-10 itself. It means that when you're downloading the ICD-10 file from CMS, at the beginning there are official conventions and instructions. Now these guidelines are extra instructions, right? Okay, let's read the next one.
The instructions and conventions of the classification takes precedence over guidelines.
Right. Take precedence means that if there's a conflict, who do you follow? You have to follow the instructions and conventions. That's the main thing. It's like saying that the instructions and conventions is like that Supreme Court. That's the last word. And the other ones are the inferior courts, okay? So if there is a conflict, you go with the instructions and conventions, okay? So these guidelines are based on the coding and sequencing instructions in the tabular list and alphabetic index of ICD-10 but provide additional instruction, okay?
Adherence to these guidelines when assigning ICD-10 diagnosis codes is required under the HIPAA.
Yeah, the HIPAA is the piece of legislation that tells you that you have to follow these guidelines, right? And if you don't understand, if you don't remember what HIPAA is, what is HIPAA?
Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act.
That's right. And if you want to know more about HIPAA, we have a little website that will tell you more about that law, just in case you're wondering what HIPAA is. Okay, that's it. And now let's go back, and now we're going to do our problem. All right, ready, set, go. Okay, we have ICD-10 JJ-10A. The page is 356, and the problem is 8, and it's a level 2 problem, and it reads like this.
Ectopic pregnancy, right fallopian tube.
All right, ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic means outside of the regular place, right? So ectopic pregnancy and right fallopian tube, okay? All right, so I'm going to count to 3. We're going to count to 3 so you can pause the video and then give us the ICD-10 code for this diagnosis. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the answer is O00.1 and Z3A.00. Okay? You got that? If you got it, congratulations, just go to the next video. If you didn't get it, let's give you a tip. Okay, the tip number 1.
Level 2 difficulty. There are 2 codes.
There are 2 codes. Not just 1 code, but 2 codes. Number 2.
Start with pregnancy.
Right. In the index, when you're starting to look for it, start with pregnancy and
remember that tubal means fallopian tubes.
Right. You're going to find somewhere there while you're looking for it just tubal. It doesn't say fallopian tubes, but when it says tubal, it means fallopian tubes, right? Okay, and the last tip?
The second code is for weeks of gestation, unspecified.
Right. Why?
Any code within 000 through 09A has to have a second code for weeks of gestation.
And C note?
Under Z3A, weeks of gestation.
Right. Okay, with these tips, you should be able to get now, give us the path now, because you know the answer already. The answer is O00.1 and Z3A.00. But now we want the path. So we're going to count to 3 so you can pause the video and give us the path to these answers. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do the summary of the whole problem. This is an ectopic pregnancy of the right fallopian tube, in the right fallopian tube, and the code 1 through the index is found like this.
First, you go to index.
Go to the index.
Then you go to pregnancy.
Start with pregnancy, right?
Yes. Then you go to ectopic.
Go to ectopic.
Then you go to tubal.
Tubal, and then you have what?
O00.1.
O00.1. And now you're going to check this code in the tabular, right?
Yes.
So you check this code number 1 in the tabular like this.
First, you go to tabular.
Go to tabular.
Then you go to O00.
You start with the first 3 characters, and what is that?
Ectopic pregnancy.
Ectopic pregnancy. You add 1 more character, which is
O00.1.
And
fallopian pregnancy.
There are several items there, but you choose the one that we need the most, which is fallopian pregnancy, right?
Yes.
And there's an equal sign there, which means that we double check the first code. Now, why do we need a second code? Because you have to remember, that's why it's a level 2. You have to remember that if the code falls within this range, where's the range? Can you point to the range? Down, down. There you go. If the code falls within this range, you need a second code, right? So the code 2 through the index is found like this.
First you go to index.
Go to index.
Then you go to pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
Then you go to weeks of gestation. Then you go to unspecified.
And you get?
C38.00.
Why is it unspecified? Why is it unspecified? Well, why do we go to unspecified? Because we don't have the number of
the weeks of gestation.
Oh, weeks of gestation, right? In the problem, there's no weeks of gestation, so we are going to put it unspecified. Okay, so let's check that in the tabular, right? So the code number 2 in the tabular is found like this.
First you go to tabular.
Tabular.
Then you go to C3A.
You start with the first 3 characters, and what is that?
Weeks of gestation.
And the note says?
Any code within O00 through O9A has to have an additional code for weeks of gestation.
Has to have, right? An additional code for weeks of gestation. And then we choose the next one.
Z3A.0, unspecified.
Unspecified.
And Z3A.00, not specified.
Not specified. And then there's the equal sign that means that we double check this second code. So the answer is O00.1 Z3A.00. Okay, thanks for watching the video, and please don't forget to visit our website. Thank you.